This is an episode of Coffee with Kevin that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, and I am so glad that you have made it to my coffee shop, Angele.
Finally, yes, yes.
Angele Darling, you and your sister own Coffee Rani on the North Shore, and before I get into you, I've got to say, you know, I am in business today, and I am in coffee because of you. This coffee shop and this show, it all goes back to Angele. And so Angele over at Coffee Rani picked me up right when I first started doing coffee. We've been doing business together for almost 10 years.
Right.
And I've been supplying coffee to Coffee Rani. And really, when I first started getting into coffee, you jumped on board with me. And I mean, y'all were a powerhouse. You had the 3 locations. It jump-started my business, and it's why I'm here today, and it's all because of you. So you thank you, Angele. I appreciate you sending me on this career path.
And I'm kind of thinking back to our initial first appointment, and honestly, I think it was the energy, your energy, and your love for coffee that I couldn't turn you away. Basically, you were, and that is really what it was. And I think that my sister and I have always been known for our energy. Our partner Carol, you know, we've all just were blessed with energy. You know, and my sister and I together, our parents had no energy, so it made us get up and go, and we're still going. And
your energy when it Coffee Rani, if you're not aware, y'all have been open almost 30 years now. You have 2 locations, one in Covington and one in Mandeville.
That's right. The one on Uptown we sold several years back.
Yeah, you remember made Cafe Rani on Magazine Street, which y'all.
I think it may be another Broken Egg now. I think that's who purchased that. And that was just, my brother was gone. It was impossible. We can barely handle what we do on the North Shore. I had no interest in trying to cross the lake to manage a business.
Your lines across here on this side of the lake were outrageous. Your lines in the North Shore are absolutely outrageous. It's awesome. Yeah. It's absolutely fantastic. Y'all crank it out, and y'all are really, and as much as I eat there, your food, and as busy as y'all are, when you say energy, the place is crazy all the time.
It is, yeah.
But man, the food comes, and it is beautiful, and it is delicious all the time.
We work very hard to try to make that happen. We have those rare occasions when, you know, human error comes into play, but by and large, we really try. We give it our best.
You absolutely do. It's a fantastic restaurant. It's salads, fresh. And since we've been doing business together, y'all have renovated the place several times. Y'all are always keeping up. I mean, y'all are always. It is so cool. It is beautiful. It is great.
Well,
Coffee,
you know, and I
guess you have a fantastic reputation. I mean, for 30 years now.
And then we had the addition of we sold Magazine Street, but we had the addition of our food truck, which I happen to think is adorable.
Oh yeah, your food
truck. The cutest thing on the road. And we do great. We do weddings, we do private parties, but I think many people don't realize that we cater the school lunch for Christ Episcopal School on the North Shore. So all during the school year, you know, 5 days a week, we're on the campus serving the children. So that's been a great addition. And we just recently, don't ask me why we did this, I think my sister was pestering us to sign on to waiter. We've done that. That has boosted another boost. And we just laugh because every time we do something like that, my sister comes up with another idea of what we can do to get more business, and the guys in the kitchen are like, please stop for now. You know, let us catch our breath. So we have to kind of tie her down a little bit with that. And the reason she's always thinking is because she really is not in the kitchen, so she has no idea that these guys
are logistics of actually putting it up.
Exactly.
Another reason I think that and I always have to tell you this, and you need me to tell you this, your place is so ingrained in the community now. That and I see it, like people come in and your staff gets their salads going.
Absolutely.
Or they walk in the door and they've got their cup of coffee waiting for them.
Absolutely.
and because your staff, like you, very few places that I sell coffee to that I'm dealing with the same staff that I was dealing with when I first started selling coffee to them. You have your same people that have been there for a decade or over.
We do. We have a lot of retention in our
an insane amount of retention.
Yeah, in our higher positions, you know, and of management and so forth. And people do come and they stay. And you're right. I can no longer work the breakfast crowd because when people walk in, I ask if I can help them. They look around. They pick out the person that normally waits on them. They don't have to talk. They don't want to speak or explain. So I bow out and I let the people that are there every morning, that greet them every morning, make their orders.
People are fiercely loyal to Coffee Rani, you know?
Yeah,
and
they
it's because your value's great, your product's great. I think your coffee's pretty good.
And we love our coffee. And I must say, visiting here and seeing your setup, I'm taking pictures and mental notes of things that I think we need to do on our end to accent your product a little bit more.
So, fun thing, when I first started, the reason I even contacted you in the beginning was because I wanted to do the Covington Farmers Market. Y'all sponsored the Covington Farmers Market. So, yes, I had been selling, I was out there for 7 years over at the Covington Farmers Market. We featured a lot of different coffees. So we need to start featuring some single origins up at Coffee Rani.
I agree.
Some pour overs, and I think it'll be a lot of fun.
I agree.
So
and
look for that.
Yes, yeah, totally. And I want to reach out to those customers that you saw for 7 years, and I want to get them I want them to understand that they can still get all their favorite blends or whatever in our store, and we'll handle that through you and them. So we need to reach out to them and make that happen. I think we've never really, or in the last 5 or 6 years, highlighted the coffee end of our sales.
Yeah.
And I think we should do that more because I think we have a fantastic
it's the first,
product.
It is the first word in your name.
That exactly right. Exactly right.
But
That's
I think it's and really because even before I got into coffee or whatever, I would. In the afternoon, your place is fantastic as a coffee shop.
It is, and you know, we did renovations, and we're not complete yet in Covington, but we've done some in Mandeville, and I just think it's a great spot to come and spend the afternoon. I think probably lunchtime isn't the preferred time if you need quiet or if you need a table without someone hovering over you to take your spot.
Yeah.
But
in the afternoon,
we've got a great patio. Actually, we've got a little outdoor area in Mandeville, but we've got a great patio in Covington.
And Mandeville in the morning time, it's funny because I generally deliver in coffee to y'all about 9:30, 10 o'clock. And when I go through, like, people, it's the coffee guy, and it's funny, like, those people are meeting and coffee. So y'all are, morning time, breakfast time in Mandeville, y'all are killing it there.
Absolutely.
But yeah, the afternoons, I loved working at Coffee Rani. One of my favorite things about working at Coffee Rani, like in the afternoon, and I still do this from time to time, and when we meet, I do this too. You put the bistro paper tables over the thing, and so I can write on the table. I can make notes on the table.
Absolutely. Totally. Well, I have to tell you, we hit a milestone. I guess it was 2 weeks ago. We were vacationing with friends in North Carolina. And our friend had her son visiting for a few days with his girlfriend who's from, I like to call it Long Island. And so they were visiting there, graduated from college, whatever, and I had just made mention to her son that a gentleman that lives in Mandeville who's he's always, I don't know, he participates in the 5, or he's on Fox News sometime on a talking panel. Tyrus is his name.
Tyrus?
So I had just mentioned to my friend's son that Tyrus happens to eat in Coffee Rani in Mandeville probably 5 times a week.
Oh.
It had no sooner come out of my mouth. We're watching the show on TV. He's sitting in for someone. They took questions. They must take questions from email or not or what is it, Twitter or something.
Yeah,
and they asked questions to the panel.
Oh,
They asked everyone on the panel what they did for breakfast in the morning. What was the first thing they did in the morning when they got to Tyrus? He said, you know, I'm really lazy. He said, every morning I do the same thing. I get up, I go to Coffee Rani in Mandeville. I have this, and this. And I was just sitting there going, okay, all right. But my son, you know, Peter, my friend's son was just like, we were all sitting there in shock, and I was just like, wow.
Well, because it's so close. Because I know for me, and you know, because
Yeah.
people said, oh yeah, I go to your coffee shop all the time, I mean, we see hundreds of people here a day,
Absolutely.
but it's so close that it's sometimes hard to see the forest through the trees from a business standpoint.
Sure.
So yeah, Coffee Rani, when you walk in, you're picking out all the
Absolutely.
stuff that's wrong with it, and that's your job. But it's hard to see what makes it special.
Absolutely. You know, they've been doing a lot of filming in Covington.
Oh yeah.
So we had Matt Dillon and a few other people, and they were in. They would come in for a 2 or 3 week period every day. Well, production stopped everywhere. The people in the kitchen suddenly wanted to come out and help the customer, and they wanted to, you know. And I thought, okay, we had to put an end to it. We're like, okay, enough. But so we, you know, even though we're in a sleepy little town, it's starting to come alive
It's
a little
coming
bit.
along, yeah. And y'all are definitely booming. So when you're on the North Shore and you want lunch, a fresh, healthy, fantastic lunch,
Yeah.
Coffee Rani is. I mean, it's the stop. It
And
is.
hopefully you'll see one of us, my sister, myself,
Y'all
Carol,
are always
and
running
Mandeville.
around.
Yeah.
Y'all
and
are
so,
always
yeah.
running around. And Angele, before I let you go, I do have to say thank you for everything that you've done for me over the past
Well,
decade.
you're welcome. Well, I love
So-
our partnership. I don't see that going anywhere. I'm going to take all of these notes back with me,
Yeah,
and
and-
we're going to do some good, fun things in Covington and Mandeville.
So check us out there. Thank you, Angele.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Take care.
Oh.